Hi everyone. Hi. I've just come out to the car. I've just had to come out to the car because the kids are driving me mad and I can't get any peace in the house. So I'm hiding in the car. I don't know if you've ever done that. I do it all the time. Yeah, I had to come and do this video because something really unexpected just happened. Well, not just now, like a little bit earlier, but this is the first chance I've had to come out and tell you about it. Right, for those of you who don't know, I'm Katherine. I think, did I say that? I'm Katherine. Everything went a bit crazy about 1 week ago because I went to the doctors and my little boy Adam picked up this book, Mummy Laid an Egg by Babette Cole, and he asked me to read it to him. And I had my 8-year-old daughter with me, Ayla. She had an ear infection, by the way, for those of you who are interested. Yeah, so he asked me to read this book. So I started to read the book, as you do. And it was all very sweet, and it was all about how the parents were explaining to their children how babies are made, and some of those stories about, where they can, like the fairy stories. They can be found underneath a rock, or they're squeezed out of a tube, or they're baked in the oven, and lots of nice, sweet things. And so I'm going through the motions, reading the book as you do, and then all of a sudden I get to this. It gets a bit more graphic than I was expecting, and then it got really crazy. So I don't want to go too much into that because most of you know that and you've read the post, so you don't need to know that. Anyone who doesn't, they can read my Facebook status. It's Katherine with a K, Katherine Peck, P-E-C-K, and you can just read that. I'm sure you'll find that on somewhere if you have a look. So the news, the thing that's happened. Right, so the whole thing is I slammed the book shut when it got to the crazy, freaky bit, and didn't let the kids look at it anymore. But then secretly, took photos so that I could post it to my friends and have a good laugh about it. And my friends found it funny, and then we put it on Facebook, and now everything's gone a bit crazy. People from all over the world have been sharing it. I've had articles written on it in Australia, Disney parenting websites, Babbel, and loads of other cool websites, Pop Sugar, and they've been doing articles about this book, and last night Russia wanted to Skype me. I mean, because that happens every day. So Russia wanted to Skype me. So my friend at school said, here's the book. She had a copy of the book. She said, here's the book. When you're doing your Skype interview, why don't you flick through some pages like I did just there, give a bit of reference, give me something to anchor onto, and maybe show some of the book. So she gave me the book. I had the book in my bag, came home, did my Skype interview. Thank you for those who asked. It went very well. Well, I think it did. It seemed all right at the time. No dramas, no children coming in the background or anything like that. So yeah, where was I? So this book was then in my school bag, and it was in the hallway. And this evening I was upstairs hanging up some washing, and I came downstairs, bowled into the kitchen, and there's my eldest, Ayla. She said, "Look, Mummy, the book from the library, the book from the doctors." I was like, "Yeah," and she said, "Oh, I've read it," and I said, "Oh wow, what did you think of it?" And I was freaking out right now because obviously the whole thing, the whole purpose, the whole status update thing was about how I freaked out and shut the book because I thought it was crazy. And she said, "Oh, it's fine." Are you actually kidding me? This whole thing, she'd gone through the book and she said, "It's all right, it's fine." And I said, right, okay, right. So at this point, Mum kicked, I felt like I needed to I don't know. I felt like I needed to do some therapy or something. I was worried at this point that, oh my God, I've damaged my child. She's seen this freaky stuff and she's going to have questions, 4 billion questions, like I said in my post, and nothing. I said, so what did you learn from the book? She said, "Oh, little fish with tails swim into the vagina hole." So I said, "Oh, okay. They're called sperm, by the way, my sex education hat on." I said, they're called sperm. And she said, "Yeah, they're seeds. They come from daddy's pods." Again. So I said, oh, okay. I said, what do you know about the pods? You know, what would you call them? She said, hairy. So we're having all sorts of giggles now at this point. Because obviously that's not the point I was getting at. But we got round to it. She said penis. She said the word penis. So this is the thing. She knows these words. I'm sure I've taught her vagina and penis, because she's asked and I've answered. I'm not going to lie about what they're called. You know, I didn't want to confuse her. So anyway, so we did that. And then I said to her, how did the swimming seeds, like you called them, how did the sperm get inside the mummy's vagina hole, as she put it? And she said, on a space hopper. So, right. So there's a bit where it perhaps has caused a bit of confusion, but I've cleared it up. And, well, no, actually, that's a lie. She kind of cleared it up, because she said, straight away, she said, yeah, but that's silly, mummy. She said, because that's just what the children think. Now, I don't think, well, obviously I'd looked at the book fairly briefly when I did my Facebook post. The book is basically, the first half of it is the mum and the dad telling the kids how babies are made in their, you know, like the mythical, the fairy story ways. And then the second half of the book is the kids saying to the parents, whatever, you got it wrong. This is how babies are made. And that's when you get to these pages. Yeah, the ones that have got everyone talking. And they were the main pages that I was concerned about. And shall I tell you what? I got her to read it for me a second time, so that I was with her, so that she showed me that she read it, understood it. And I filmed that, actually. I might be able to show you clips of that. But so she flicked through, and let me tell you, she's going at a steady pace, just looking. She didn't flinch at the clowns. Nothing. So I'm wondering if it's us. I'm wondering if it's not as freaky as we think. Maybe it's not as freaky as we think. Maybe that's our adult mind processing it as freaky, funky, you know, mad, crazy, passion, sex. And in her mind, and in the children's minds of the children that are telling their parents in the book, it's just their fun imagination working out fun ways of mum and dad fitting together. Do you see what I mean? I don't know if I'm making myself clear. But anyway, so I kind of wanted to post this to report that I think she's all right. I think she's going to be all right. And I haven't run out from the car. This didn't just happen 2 seconds ago. I didn't run to the car to do this. We had a chat. We've had a long chat. I've checked that she's kind of understood. I feel like I've worked it through with her and chatted about it, and she seems okay about it. And I've said to her, if she wants to ask me any more questions, she can ask me questions. And she said, am I allowed to talk to my friends at school about this? And I've said to her, she needs to treat it like she would talking about Father Christmas or Tooth Fairies and things. She needs to kind of get a gauge of what other kids know. I said, I don't want her discussing it with kids. I don't necessarily want my kid to be the kid that's telling the other kids, you know. So I've kind of put a ban on that for the moment. I said that if another kid brings it up with her, she's allowed to chat, but she's not to be the one to bring it up. So anyway, right, okay. Long and short of it is, I think this book is right, you know. I think this book is good. I think